Hello everybody, welcome back to another Blender Made Easy tutorial. Today we're going to be creating a clock tower. This is probably going to be the longest tutorial I've ever done, probably two parts, maybe 45 minutes each or so. It's going to go pretty in-depth, so pay attention and let's do it. And so this clock tower, this is the reference image that I use. I just typed in clock tower and it was this one. You can right click, save image as, and we're going to be using it as reference. Okay, so let's go back into Blender and then let's open up this window right here and go into the UV image editor and then open up that image. Okay, it's right here, this one right there. Okay, and so it looks pretty complicated, right? It looks like there's this weird, I don't know what it is, like a dragon head or something. I don't have time to make that, and I didn't make it in my final scene. And like these things up there, I didn't make these, I don't know what these are, like windows. I did a similar thing, but not this complicated, and also I didn't make that thing up there. What we're going to be making in this tutorial is these pillars, all four of them, and then we're going to be making like from here, this square right there. Okay, we're going to be doing that. It's not too hard, it's just pretty tedious, that's all it really is. Alright, so let's get started. Delete the cube, and then we're going to add in a cylinder. We're going to start with the pillars. Okay, in this cylinder, I forgot to do it. I started recording this and I just forgot to do it. We have to change this to 8 vertices, so it's like that. As you can see, it's octagon, not 32 sides. Alright, so go into the front view, press T to get rid of that, and then just press S and Z and just scale it along the Z. And you're gonna have to eyeball it a little bit. I'm gonna guess it's something like that, maybe a little lower. Alright, so right about there, and then let's just start modeling. It's pretty easy, just some loop cuts and extrudes, and it'll be easy. Alright, so go into edit mode, add 2 loop cuts right there, and I did that by pressing Ctrl R. And if I do something and I don't say what it is, just look down here. So if I press Ctrl R, it does that right there, and so you'll be able to see it. Alright, so press S and then Z, scale that down to right about there. Yeah, and then bring it down to about there. Okay, then press E and then scale, Shift Z, and then scale it out. Perfect. Now let's move up a little bit and do this part right there. Okay, so add 2 loop cuts, scale Z, bring it, oh, hold on, I messed it up. Scale Z, bring it right about there, bring it down. I'm gonna guess it's something like that. Just kind of eyeball it, try to get it the best that you can. Then press E, S, Shift Z, and there we go. And then we're gonna scale it along the Z. So press S, Z, and then bring it down. Right about there. Okay, and then I'm going to bring this down just a little bit, because as you can see there's like a little bit of a slant right there. It's bigger than the one down there, so right about there looks pretty good. Maybe this one can go up, and I just did that by hitting Alt and right click on the loop and it selects the entire thing. There we go. Okay, so now let's add in these little loop cut things. Alright, so let's add in 2 loop cuts right there and then just extrude that out. So E, S, Shift Z, and scale it out. Like that. Perfect. Then let's do the same thing up here. Add in a loop cut right there. Go into face select mode, select that one. E, scale, Shift Z, and do that. A little bit more. Right about there. Good. Okay, that's looking nice. Now let's move on to these smaller pillars. Alright, so this is going to be pretty easy. We're just going to add in another cylinder. This one, we can just leave it at 8 vertices, that's fine. Scale it down, right about there, and then scale it along the Z. I think it needs to be a little bit bigger, a little thicker, right about there. Place it there, and just kind of eyeball it. I think it needs to be taller, so let's bring it up, scale Z. How does that look? I can't see it. Hold on. I need to place it on one of the corners right there. Okay. Oh, bring it in just a little. Yeah. Does that look? Yeah, I would say that's pretty good. Alright, So now let's add in these little loop cuts that go right there. Okay, oh actually first hold on, select that one and then bring it in so it goes all the way in. Alright, now add in 2 loop cuts, so 2 right there, bring them down, scale it along the Z, bring it down, hold on, it always does that, scale it along the Z, right there, and then bring it down, okay? Scale Z, a little bit more, right about there, awesome, and then we'll just loop cut that, and shift Z, scale, shift Z, and bring it out, just like that. Good, now let's move on to this one up there. Okay, so loop cut, where is it? Add in 3 this time and scale it along the Z. There we go. Bring it down right about there. Oh, wait a second. Wait, that's not what I want. Control Z that, Control Z, Control Z. Control R, just add in 2, scale it along the Z, bring it down to right about there, scale along the Z, scale up, and then add in 2 loop cuts in the middle of that one. There we go, that's what I want. Okay, so now box select this entire thing, extrude it out just a little bit, shift Z, and then grab U and extrude it back in. Yeah, there we go. That's what I want. Cool. I think this should be a little lower, just a tad. There we go. Okay, so now we have to do that exact same thing twice. So just Control R, loop cut right there, scale it down, place it right about there, just kind of eyeball it, make it look pretty close. Okay, scale along the Z. And add in 2 loop cuts in the middle, and then just select these 2 and extrude them out. Scale, shift Z, right there. Perfect, so now we have those 2 loop cuts, and now we come up to this part. Alright, so go up to the top of it. I think this can be a little lower, right about there. Okay, so now this, you guys know how to do this, it's not too hard. Extrude, scale it, bring it up. Extrude, scale it down, bring it up. Extrude, scale it, bring it up. And then a little lower, extrude, scale, extrude it up, scale it. And then one more extrude, scale, and extrude. There we go. There's that little thing. Super easy, just a bunch of extruding and scaling. It's not too hard. Okay, so now you're probably wondering how we're going to get it all the way around like it has right there. Well, that's very easy. All we have to do is Control Shift Alt C, origin to 3D cursor, okay? And then we're going to add in a modifier, a Ray Modifier. Actually first, you can leave that on. Add in a empty plane axis. I'm just going to keep that one there. And this is going to be used as our rotator thingamajig. You'll see what I mean. So with this array modifier, we're going to add object offset and select the empty. Oh, this is supposed to be set to 0, that's why. Set this offset to 0, then if we rotate it, there we go, that's what I want. Rotate it to, what was that again? Holding down Control, negative 45 degrees. And then, watch this, you ready for this? Hit this a couple times and it goes all the way around. Look at that. That's awesome. I learned that trick in the Architecture Academy. Okay, so now let's do this part right there. This part's going to be a little bit trickier, so let's add in a plane, rotate it 90 degrees, okay, place it right there, and then we're just going to make like a little cylinder thing, okay? So add in a bunch of loop cuts right about there, select vertice mode, I'm going to select this one. You can change this to sphere. Do I want, wait, yeah, sphere, and then just bring it up like that. There we go. And then I just need to kind of extrude along the X to make this a little thicker. There we go. Nice. Select the entire thing, extrude it back, and then Control N and fix those normals. Nice, that looks pretty good. Okay, yeah, it does. It's not perfect. It's not exactly like that, but we're not making it exactly like that. We can do whatever we want. Okay, so scale that down. Place it just right about there. Actually, wait, first, is it? Yeah, okay. We need to make this little part right there. So it's really easy. We're just going to be doing like the exact same thing. Extrude this up, grab these two vertices, and then just bring it down. Just like that. Easy. Okay, so now scale it and then rotate it and place it as close as possible to this. Right about there. Try to get it right in the right angle. That's it right there. Actually, I think I can do the exact angle. Maybe not. Just try your best to get it right about there. Okay, so then we're going to do the exact same thing. Control Alt Shift C, origin to 3D cursor, add in a modifier, change this one to 0, and then object offset, and you can select the same empty. Scale, rotation. Yeah, there it is. I got it. So maybe we don't need this empty too. There we go. Object offset, change it to empty. There it is. Okay, I got it. And then just like that. Perfect. There we go. We did it. Oh, wait. Go into edit mode and just bring it all of them down right there. Okay, that was harder than I expected it to be. Okay, cool. We got that. So now let's start finishing the cylinder. Let's move over to this side so we can see what it looks like. This is just going to be some extruding and scaling just like we were doing. So it's a little bit above it, right there. Extrude, scale, turn proportional editing off. Scale it, extrude, scale, extrude, scale, extrude 3 times like that. This one can go a little taller. Extrude, scale it in right about there. Actually, I'm just gonna do a big one right here. Extrude, scale it, extrude, scale, scale it, extrude. Right there, so now we're at this part. Extrude it one more time. Okay, and then extrude it again, and so now we're up there, so we can rotate the camera or this image over here. Okay, so right about there, that looks good. A little bit taller maybe. Extrude, scale it, extrude, scale, scale it, and then extrude again, and then scale it down. Yeah. There we go. Looking good. Awesome. There it is. Now we have to make these little these holes right here, and that's really easy to do. All we're going to do is select this entire ring, hit I, and then hit I again, and then wait. Hold on. I. Okay. Let's just go like that, and then we'll scale it along the Z. And then scale the entire thing in. There we go. That looks good. And then maybe we can change this to individual origins, scale on the X twice. No, that didn't work. Never mind. Okay. That's perfectly fine right there. Nice. Okay, and now, yeah, we did it. There's our first cylinder. Look at that. Let's just zoom in here. Yeah, that looks good. Everything's looking pretty good. Good. Alright, so now we're going to start making this part. Okay? So, let's go into the second layer. And then we'll add in a plane, rotate it 90 degrees. Actually, let's do both of the layers. Okay, Let's move the plane out of the way, and then I'm just going to add in a empty again and scale it up, and I'm going to select this entire thing and then parent it to this empty. Okay, so just box select it, make sure the empty is selected last, so it's orange, or so it's yellow, and then press Ctrl P and object. So now once we move this empty, it'll move the entire thing, just like that. Good. Alright, so once you've parented the empty to this cylinder, we're going to add in a cube so we can figure out the exact measurements that we want. I'm just going to scale this cube to 6, perfectly even, and so it should be perfectly even with the grid. And then we'll just grab this empty and bring it over here. Okay? Place it right on the corner. Perfect. So now we have our box. That's going to be our clock. Okay? So just delete everything around it. Faces. There we go. And then just leave it right there. Cool. So now, how am I going to do this? I'm going to leave this cube right here, and I'm going to go onto a new layer, layer 2. Move both of these to layer 1. Okay, shift, go right there. Okay, so now we're going to make the clock. This is pretty simple. We're just going to add in a circle, rotate it 90 degrees, scale it up, and then add in a face right there. Okay, and now we're going to add in some, you can do whatever number system you want, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or you can do this weird symbols, whatever those are. I'm going to be doing Roman numerals, so add in a text, rotate 90 degrees, and then place it over here. So the first one is I, and then let's, before you add in all the other text, you should probably do this now because I made the mistake of doing all the text and then going through individually and doing this. Okay, so extrude it a little bit, and then let's add in a font. I'm just going to be using Times New Roman. Okay, so it's all the way over here. This is all my fonts that I have. Times New Roman. This one should be it. Yep, there it is. Alright, so then I want to scale it along the X a little bit because it's a little too thick. There we go. So then just Shift D that and then add the other symbols that you want. Shift D, I. There we go. So there is all our Roman numerals. Okay, so select them all, scale them up just a little bit, and then we just have to place them. So 12 goes right up on top. Actually, those are still too small. Hold on, scale them all the way up. Make sure they're even size. So place it right there, right in the middle. And then let's grab the 1, place it there. Grab the 2, place it there, and grab the 3, place it there. And now let's add in the hands. Okay, this is really easy. Just add in a cube. That's not a cube. Add in a cube. Scale it down. Scale it along the X. This is going to be the big hand. Okay, Shift D this, and then we're just going to add in a bunch of loop cuts. Scale it. Move them right there. And then I'm going to grab this guy. Nope, I'm going to grab these two. Go into proportional editing, scale it along the Z, and that's going to be the little hand for the hours. Okay, and then also let's cursor to selected. I just press Shift C or Shift S right there. Cursor to selected. Okay, add in a circle right there. Rotate it 90 degrees. Scale it up. Make sure it doesn't touch any of the numbers right there, and then go to edit mode. Extrude it halfway. And then extrude it again right there. Okay, and then extrude it out this way along the Y, and then add in a face. Okay, and then select everything. Don't select this middle part though. Let's go into edge select. Select everything. Don't select the middle part. There we go. And then press Ctrl T. Okay. Well, actually, hold on. Go into face select mode, select this one and select this one, then press Ctrl T. There we go. And then let's add in a wireframe modifier. Okay, so go into modifiers, add wireframe, and there we go. That looks cool. I like it. Nice. Alright, so that's gonna be our like little cool design in the middle. You can see that one right there. This is gonna be ours. Okay, so then we'll just place in the hands. You can make it whatever time it is. I'm just gonna go for like a 3 o'clock or something because it's gonna be day in the final render. So I'm gonna make it like midday. Okay, so scale it down. Just rotate it just a tad because it's going down, you see, and then bring these out just a little bit. And then also I'm gonna add in a cylinder right here, rotate it 90 degrees, and then scale that down like that. Perfect. There's our clock. Look at that. That looks cool. I like it. I'm gonna also extrude the circle back to give it some thickness, and there we go. Nice. I'm also going to add in a empty to this one so it's easy to move. Scale that up. Select the entire thing, make sure the empty is selected last, and press Ctrl P, and then object. So once we move this, it moves the entire clock. Good. Okay, so now go into the first layer, and then we'll just, wait, there we go. Place it right in the middle. Make sure it's totally centered. You can zoom in, make sure it's over the blue line. Right there, good. Okay, and then we'll zoom out. Actually, first we need to bring it out this way. Right there. Awesome. And then let's position the camera. I'm gonna position it right about here. And I did that by pressing Ctrl Alt 0. It snaps the camera to wherever I'm looking. Bring it out, right there. That looks pretty good. Scale that maybe down just a little bit. Okay, that looks good. Nice. Alright, so there we have it. Now we'll start working on this triangle thing. Okay? So just go into your first layer, add in a mesh. Sometimes Blender just doesn't want to work for me. Scale that plane up, and then I'm going to grab U and press Alt M and merge at center, and that will make it a triangle. Good. Right there, scale it along the X a little bit, and you can have the point sticking up just a little. I keep pressing H. I don't mean to do that. Okay, so it looks like the end point is right in line with this guy, and see it's about right in line with you. Right about there. Good. Okay, so then add in the second layer where the clock is, and I'm going to bring the clock down just a little bit past where the line would end. So right about there. I'm going to scale this down just a little bit too. Right about there. Good. And then I'm going to add in another circle. Actually, wait, I'm just going to shift. Select the circle and press Shift S. Cursor to selected, and then add in another circle right about there. Rotate it 90 degrees, enter, and scale it up. Scale it to be a little bit bigger than the size of the clock, so I'm guessing right about there. And then Alt or Shift right click on this guy, and then go into edit mode and then select knife project. Make sure everything is selected before you do this, and click knife project. And then it will take a loop cut out. Yeah, there we go. See, there's a perfect. I'm not going to delete that just yet. I'm going to bring this to the front. Go into third view or side view so you can see right there. Okay, and then I'm going to extrude it back. Wait, what did I just do? Extrude it back. Scale it down a little bit. Bring it forward a little bit more. Extrude, scale, extrude back. There we go. And then I'm just going to delete these two faces on the bottom. There we go. Look at that. Nice. That looks pretty cool. I like that. Okay, and then I'm going to just delete that circle because we're not going to need it. Everything is lining up. Then I want to select this entire ring around, and then this one, this one, this one, and this one, and then just extrude it into that, so there's no like hole in the bottom. Very cool. So now let's start doing this part and these like weird circle things. Okay. Oh wait, I'm just gonna wait. What is this? Delete this edge right here, because I don't know why there's an edge there, but just delete it. Okay. Yeah, and everything's still looking good. Okay, so now let's come over here, add in a circle again, rotate it 90 degrees, zoom in a little bit, then go into edit mode, add a face, and just Shift D, move it this way, Shift D, and then move it to the middle. To the middle, right there. Maybe a little bit more this way. Okay, cool. And then we're going to do the same thing that we just did. Alright, then we're going to do the same thing that we just did over here. So go into wireframe, scale it down. It looks like there's one there, and there's two on the bottom. Okay, so place it there, and then just go into edit mode, select the entire thing, Shift D, move it over there. Yep, right about there. And then select the triangle, go into edit mode, select everything, and click Knife Project. And that should do it. Then just delete those faces, and it's kind of messed up, so I'm going to just select you, hide you, and then delete the rest of these. So this one, and delete them. Same thing over here. This one, and delete them. Good. Then select the entire loop. I'm just going to box select it since it's easier. Same thing over here, box select it right there, and extrude it back just a little bit along the Y, and then add in a face. There we go. So now we have our little holes in the triangle, and it looks like there's another one like right below it. So I'm going to unhide these things, bring them down to right about there, like halfway, and then we're going to do the exact same thing. So go into edit mode, select everything, Knife Project, and hide you, and then just delete the faces. Okay, go into face mode, grab the other two, and delete them. Okay, grab the other two, and delete them. And then I'm just going to delete this face as well, and I'll add it in a second. So there we go. Select this loop, that's it, and extrude it back along the Y. There we go. Go all the way into the plane behind it, right about there. Same thing over here. Select the entire loop and just extrude it along the Y. And I know it's messed up right here. There's like an extra vertice, and it's not very good. I know, don't judge me, but no one's gonna see it. Okay. Alright, so now let's make these little cylinders right there. So add in another cylinder. Where to go? Over there. Place it right here, scale it down, and then scale it along the Z. Okay, scale Shift Z, and then place it right about there. I'm not going to make it totally exactly like this picture. I'm going to make it like what I want to make it. Okay, so it looks like there's extruded edges, so extrude that one up, and boom, right into there. Okay. Same thing on the bottom. I'm going to Alt right click, Extrude Scale, and extrude it down. And it looks like there's these like loop cuts in the middle, and I'll add those in just a second. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm just gonna like that. I'm gonna leave it right there. Maybe bring it down a little further as well. Okay, scale Shift Z, make it skinnier. Okay, so now I'm going to Alt D and bring them over here. Alt D, bring it over, and then I'm going to select all three of these. Alt D, bring it over here. Control M X. There we go, and it just flips it, and then just place it right there. Make sure it's lined up. See, it looks like this guy needs to come this way a little bit. Perfect. And this one this way, and you just a little bit that way. Awesome. So now we'll add in this little thing going across. Okay, so that's really easy. I'm just going to add in a cylinder. Again, lots of cylinders. Scale it down, go into the top view, Shift D, move it to right about there, and then I'm going to just extrude this out. Right there. Okay, and then I'm just going to join these two objects. So Control J, and it joins them. Okay, scale it down, place it right about there. Make sure it's inside these two right here. Go into the front view and bring it down right about there. Awesome, that looks good. And I'm just going to select you, bring it all the way across, and then I'm going to press Shift C to snap the cursor to the center. Control Alt C, Control Shift Alt C, origin to 3D cursor, and then let's add in a mirror modifier right about there. So now once we extrude this all the way across, turn on clipping, it'll snap to the middle. Just like that. That's exactly what I want. Good. And it looks like there's like two of them, so I'm just going to Shift D this, and just bring it up. Nice. Look at that. Our clock tower is coming along. Okay, so now it looks like there's these little things right there, and I just tried doing that, and it totally messed it up. So I'm going to do something different. I'm going to right click on the triangle, go into edit mode, go into vertice select mode, alt right click on this, and shift alt right click on there. Shift D, press P, and then select selection, and that will make it its own separate object. Okay, so now I'm going to come down here, place it right in the middle where this thing would be, scale it down maybe just a little bit, place it right about there, and then I'm going to right click on the plane and go into edit mode, select everything, and click knife project, and that should make it. There we go. Yeah, and then just delete the faces. Oh, that looks much better. Before it was totally messing it up. Alright, so now we'll do the same thing over here. So right about there, yep, go into edit mode, select everything, and click knife project, and delete the faces. Okay, and then I think we're going to delete this guy. I don't see any other, oh, there's one up there, so I'll just move it up there. And then, yeah, good. So now everything is good. The geometry is a little messed up, but that's okay. Box select you, and I'm going to box select you and just extrude it back. And then press F. There we go. Look at that. That's awesome. Okay, I think we're almost done. We have to do a couple more things though. We have to add in this little border, and then this border, and then whatever these things are. Okay? So let's select you, and we'll select the top face, select this face, and extrude it up right about there. That looks good. Yep, it adds a little like ridge. And now I'm going to come over here, add in a, what do I want to add in? I want to add in a plane, rotate it 90 degrees, and then I'm going to merge this face right here, Alt M, merge at center, and then select you and just bring them up so it's like a good triangle. And then I'm going to inset the face so it's right about there. I did that by pressing I, and I'm going to delete this face. Then I'm going to select everything and extrude it back. Control N to fix the normals. There we go. Now I'm going to add in a Ray Modifier and just set it up really high. Scale it down. Yep, right about there. Rotate it, and then we're just going to place it right here. Scale it down so it matches the correct size. Keep going and place it right about there. A little bit more. There, place it, rotate it, make it so it's like even. That's it right there. Then Shift D, move it over here, rotate it. Oh, right about there. Place it here, zoom in, make sure it's like even, right about there, and rotate it. That's it right there. Perfect. and then just select both of them and bring them out till it's there. Look at that. More detail. More detail makes it look better. Then I'm going to place this guy right here, select the triangle, go into this mode, and click Knife Project. That's it right there. Delete that face. Now we can delete you and then extrude this back. Y, and just extrude it back. There we go. Awesome, our clock tower is coming along. So now let's add in this part right there. We're going to be doing the exact same thing that we did for these right here. We're just going to add in a plane and then do a bunch of loop cuts, and then I'm going to add another loop cut right in the middle and delete these faces. Okay, delete, and this one too. Delete that face and then right click on this guy, set it to sphere and move it up. There we go. That's it right there. Okay, and then I'm just going to select everything and extrude it back. And then the normals are messed up and Control N. Cool. I think this needs to be a little bit taller, so just, wait. Why is that one selected? Turn off proportional editing and then just move it up. Look at that. Okay, so then let's come over here, place it right about there. Yeah, right about there. I'm just trying to judge it where this one is. Place it right about there. Move it forward. Right about there. And I'm just going to select this plane and then move the plane up. Actually, hold on, wait. Select the bottom part and move it up so it's in the middle of this. And then I'm just going to move him into the pillar right there. That looks good. And then I'm just going to add a Ray Modifier going across. Just like that. It also needs to be scaled down. That's it. Place it there and move it up. Sweet. Line it up right about there. Is this lined up? Not really, but it's fine. It doesn't matter. Awesome. Okay, so now we're going to select the bottom bit, extrude it down, and extrude it down again, and then extrude it down one more time. Then I'm going to select these faces right here. Select all three of these faces. Extrude Scale X 0, and that will make it right in the center. Then I'm going to select you, and you, and extrude it out. And now we got that little like ridge, you see? Awesome. Then I'm going to add in a first let's duplicate this pillar a couple of times, or just to this part so we can see what it looks like. So go into top view, box select the pillar, and then deselect everything else. Make sure everything is selected in the pillar. It looks good. Then just press Alt D and then move it over here. Make sure it's completely lined up. Let's just make sure over here. Okay, hold on. It looks like it needs to come this way. Line it up. See, this one's like right there, and this one's right there as well. Nice. Look at that. And then we can get rid of you and then just scale you down just a tad. A little bit more. Right about there. Good. Okay, awesome. Now let's add in one last plane. Rotate it 90 degrees. Place it right here. Scale it up. And just place it right there. Grab this part and bring it up. Y. Bring it right into the center. Right where these things are. And there we go. Let's look in the camera view. Nice. That is looking great. Now let's just, before we duplicate it a couple times, I want to do the materials. So that is going to be in the next video. Alright, I'm going to, one last thing, Shift D this, bring it up there, place it right there and just bring it over and there. That's it right there. Perfect. How's that look? That looks great. Actually, one more thing I want to, because it will show up in the render, I'm gonna add in, I'm just gonna select this loop right here and extrude it back along the Y. There we go. How does it look? A little bit more. Y. Now, oh wait. Oh, that will be fixed once we duplicate it. Now it won't show up in the render. Okay? There we go. We have it. There's like our modeling done. Now we can start doing the materials and getting into the texturing and all that stuff. Alright, so if you made it to the end of this video, congratulations. I will be uploading the next video very shortly. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Leave your comment down below on which tutorial you want me to do next. And follow me on Twitter and Facebook and all that jazz. Alright? So that's going to be it. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.